Start it off from the top, from the jump, from the get-go. Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay. Just want to say, guys, nothing ever happens. Just got to be clear. You know what I mean? There's a conspiracy going on, and it's called Nothing Ever Happens, right? Epstein's client list, ain't nobody ever arrested. You know what I mean? 2 people were arrested over the whole thing. They didn't release the list. They said they had the list. Double down on saying they're going through the list, right? You have something, you go through it, you know. They said if we find anything, we'll let you know. Kash Patel looked at everybody dead in the eyes, said, listen, it's a big list. Going through it. It's taking a lot of time, right? They said it. Come to find out, turns out there was no list at all. Right? All of the people talking. There's no list at all. Doesn't exist. This list does not exist. Right? Like Drake shit. How did I miss the list? Where is the list? Where is the list? How did we miss so much key components of the list? The guy, Jeffrey Epstein, literally the biggest pedophile sex trafficking kingdom, island, magnet, right? All of these people, right? And nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. So it goes to show you, once again, man, nothing ever happens. And the nothing ever happens gang is right? With the assassination of Charlie Kirk, right? A lot of people are bringing it up, right? Bringing up the Epstein list. Boom. He gets domed, right? Now, you can feel a certain way about, no one wants to see murder. No one wants to be murdered. You know what I mean? It's a pretty human nature to not, be afraid of death. But this whole thing looks like an inside job. I did the research, and I go, fuck, man. And then, you hear very prominent figures talking about these things that happen. And they go, podcasters, influencers, YouTubers, they go, it doesn't happen. I seen Whitney Cummings on the, I think it might have been an old video. It had to have been old. It was a New Year's Eve, I think, countdown that she was on. And she just started talking about, all of the conspiracies, and they're like, you keep going, Whitney, keep going, you're funny, this is funny. But the way they're painting things out nowadays, it's like people are like, they could have just listed everything off. I don't think, and then they would have been like, hey, King Charles, Donald Trump the president, even Elon Musk, probably. The nigga works hard. Maybe he didn't go to the island, but shit. Jeffrey Epstein had a lot of. He had a place in Manhattan, I think it was, downtown. Gifted to him by what was it? The one of those head companies of, I think it was like Versace or some shit. I could be wrong. Again, this is all off the top of the dome. We don't write shit down here. I used to write shit down, and I realized there's absolutely no difference. Plus, if I write stories nowadays, a few years back, if you look at the podcast and you see, man, I wish Mediumjay would, comment if you really want to me go back, and because I would make up like stories from the news. Like with this whole thing, I could probably bust out a whole hour about how Kash Patel lies, right? Like, it'd be something like, his wife calls him up and it's like, honey, where are you? I'm definitely not at the strip club, right? Just letting you know, I'm not at the strip club. If I am at the strip club, I'll let you know. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna figure it out. And he gets home and he smells like pussy, and there was absolute me and the boys. We did nothing. We sat in the garage and drank beers. Nothing happened. But it would be an elaborate thing, and then just every single lie on from his wife to his family, his kids. You know, Santa Claus is real. Trust me, we're going through this list. And no, Santa Claus. I don't know. Either way, I'd have to. I would take time, right? I used to write out pages and pages. I used to write out like 10 pages of dialogue to talk on the podcast, and it was. I thought it was funny. I liked it, to be honest. But in reality, talking about the stuff, especially now, bringing it up, it's almost like it's almost like nothing is more warped than what is the truth right now. Parody artists are suffering, right? Like those Ben Garrison, what can you do other than, you know what I mean? Charlie Kirk literally was talking about, I think he was talking about gun violence. They said he was talking, someone said he was talking, I think Joe Rogan actually was saying he was talking about trans right up until that point. But I'm like, man, the clip that I seen, he said that doesn't account to gun violence. Maybe it been trans gun violence or whatever. It doesn't account for gang violence, right? Trans mass shooters are the biggest, whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's talking about black people. I don't know. To be honest, though, I don't give two shits one way or the other. Not that he's dead. I don't care about his political leanings, right? Everyone's always like, carry the torch. You must be the next guy. And I go, look at what they did with Alex Jones. Alex Jones was that guy. And Alex Jones actually brought hard-earned research to things. And he didn't go around to university campuses. And I don't know if going around to university campuses... Because think about it like this. There's a lot of money in university. There's a lot of money with big banking industry universities tied in. The banks love universities because they sell shitty loans that almost everyone defaults on it. Hell, I owed like $5,000 in student loans, and that shit's still to this day taking so long to pay off, right? And they tell me, like, as soon as I'm almost done paying it off, I owe maybe 20 something hundred, right? A little over $2,000, whatever. And they're like, okay, listen, we want to keep you as a loan holder. We want to keep you as a customer, which essentially is what it is, right? You're getting monthly interest off of it. So they go, minimum payment $50. Think about it. Monthly minimum payments of $50 at 20, say it's $2,500. Run the numbers on that. What is that? Is that going to be like 50 times... 250... 2,500 divided by 50. Well, I'll go divided by 100, and then we'll just double it. So it'll literally be 250 months. Right? 250... Or no, it'd be 25 months. Would it be 25, 0, 0? I think, yeah, okay, 25 months. No, it'd be 50 months. So, essentially, if there's no interest, essentially, $50 a month. I don't think that's the right. I don't think that's the right math. 50 times 50. 50 times. No, it'd be. Yeah. Oh. Wow. $50. Oh no, 100. I said. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think I fucked up the math. I honestly did. But the point is, it's gonna take literally 10 years or so to fucking pay it off. Right? It's like ridiculous. That's ridiculous. 5 years. Or, 5 years. But instead of just going like, hey, listen, why don't you pay 10% and just keep it at 10%, so it's just 10 months, and you get it done within a year. They don't ever want you to do that, right? But again, nothing ever happens. Like, I used to think, oh, man, I got bad credit. And I'm like, man, I really do have bad credit. But I've seen guys like Elon Musk finance what they have in the stock, get a loan, and then take the loan to use whatever you want to buy with it. And the moment you buy, the moment you buy a business and the moment you do anything with it, it becomes like you just use that like straight profits off of your company that you have. So it's like, essentially, this is meaningless. Everything is meaningless. There's doctors, lawyers, even stockbrokers, and crazy amounts of debt. But they have a nice house with a pool, and they're way above their spending limit. And then there's my mom is a very smart woman. I put up I put up the poster behind me. It's at any given point it might just fall and crash and it'll break. But I'm stupid. My mom is a very smart woman though. She has been able to off of like a cashier waitress job, which essentially is nothing. And it was in the it was in the 60s. She was born in the 60s, raised in the 70s and 80s, right? Had her in her prime. In prime real estate, she bought a house very young, but you ask some of these mothers, right? You go, well, if it was so easy to buy a house back then, why didn't you, right? She bought, I think she paid off 3 mortgages, got the houses. Once you get paid off a mortgage, you could get the house and flip it or rent it out. She always wants to own. She doesn't want to go back into renting. Because she's smart, right? And she just honestly, I used to think men is like some mind-blowing experience, like we're all just fucked, money sucks. Like you get these things, there's the propaganda on social media where it's like, well, you're fucked, you're never gonna buy a house, you're never gonna buy anything, you're gonna own nothing and be happy. That's people if they fucking believe it. If there's sheep being led into the slaughterhouse, there's sheep being led into the slaughterhouse. I can't. Hey, listen, I listen to hip hop too. I didn't shoot niggas. I didn't join a gang. I didn't sell drugs, right? I don't want to be a thug, right? I'll put on a chain every once in a while, but I'll tell you right now, this chain's fake. This watch is fake. You know what I mean? Because the same money I could have bought on a $5,000 I got in stocks. Same money I could have bought $10,000 chain, put it away in the. Not in the. I don't even really trust banks anymore. I put it in investments. You put it in investments. You buy a car, or you buy. Well, a car is not really an investment, but it's for me. It's an opportunity to access better jobs, right? Because where I live, I could go if I really wanted to. I could really pack up right now and go to Calgary and get opportunities. I could go to Vancouver, get opportunity. I could go to Toronto and get opportunities. But right now I'm with Winnipeg because I've gained this system. It's a small city, and I think if I invest in something, I could probably build something, right? That being said, nothing ever happens, right? The majority of everything isn't affected. All of social media that you've seen in the last month, did it really affect you though, right? Watching Charlie Kirk get shot, honestly. Maybe you got woken up, maybe, but what is gonna happen? What is your change day to day? If you're a person, if you have your own business, you got your own business. You go to sleep, wake up, and then open up shop, right? Like DMX said, you shut down the shop at the end of the night. Shut them down and open up shop again in the nighttime or in the daytime or whatever. If it's 24, logistics are the semantics or whatever. If you got a job, you're probably going to work. I mean, you didn't. Not many. Are you like looking around over your shoulder? Or, what I mean, protecting your neck, right? Like Wu-Tang said, protect your neck. It's tough, man, and all of the racism going on online, it's fed with a lot of bots, because racism still exists. But who comments? Who comments going like, man, I hate white people, or oh man, I hate black people, or fuck these East Indians, or whatever. And then you go like, man, this guy's like riling up the people, and it's like a patriotic flag, And it comes to find out it's an Indian guy, anyways. And he's like, man, these fucking, we gotta keep America. Don't let these foreigners in. And by the way, they fucked Donald Trump. What did Donald Trump do? He increased the price for H1B visas or HB1 visas. I don't even know what it is. I was reading this news though. It was H1B or B1. I don't know. H1B visas, which grant companies to pay like a license to bring people overseas to work for their company. But they get kickbacks. They don't ever explain that. There's like Tim Hortons gets 10 grand for every employee that they have a month. Think about it. A month. It is more profitable to hire outside in the government in Canada what they're doing, and they're never going to tell you this. Never going to tell you this. This is why y'all shoot me, but I talk fast, and it's like Snoop Dogg shit, you know what I mean? Every now and then I'll say something that'll spark the winds, but then I go back and retreat and hide in my cave, you know what I mean? Under the covers, like a bunker, bro. Cause these motherfuckers will, like, for if I'm telling this is what you gotta know. I read the book Tim Hortons, and this is way back. This is when Tim Hortons was having trouble getting regular Canadians, because it's in multinational. Well, not at all. I don't know. It's trying to be multinational, but most of it is centered right in Canada. Tim Hortons is Canada. It's probably always going to be Canada. They had some shit in Japan. No one really cares. It's coffee. Canadian coffee, it's not the best. It's not the best. I'm not going to lie. It's not the best. But for whatever reason, Canadians, it's ingrained in our heads to just support Canada by going to Tim Hortons. Our politicians fucked around with it too much early on in the 80s and 90s or whatever. Tim Hortons, the hockey player, was big in I think Ontario or Toronto or whatever. Plays for the Maple Leafs. Yada yada yada. But the point is, East Indians coming over the border, come into Canada, looking for work, get hired by Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons, yeah, they paid $2,000 to whatever, get their visa for work. Give them the money. They're immigrants. They complain they can't pay it. Okay, you're working for us. As long as you work for us for a minimum of 2 years, we'll give you this, and we'll treat you good, give you benefits. Hell, they could even get better pay raises, because if you're getting $10,000 a month. Listen, I don't know any Tim Hortons employee. You can even talk to the managers, the supervisors, up to a certain point. Unless you own that, there ain't no way they're getting $10,000 a month, bro. $10,000 in kickbacks and in taxes for a business. They look at that and they go, "That it's stupid not to do." Right? We get $10,000 in kickbacks. We pay these employees. That's literally, you're running the whole store for free. Think about it, right? How much does an average Tim Hortons worker make? I don't know. You could pull up the stats. It's probably minimum wage, maybe a few dollars extra if they've been working there for years. Right? You work there for 30 years, you're probably making $15 an hour. But even then, right? That $15 an hour probably doesn't scratch at least $2,000 a month, right? So you're getting 5 employees that can probably run the store, a cooker, like a baker, you know what I mean? Someone rolling up the sandwiches, and someone pouring the coffee, a cashier, and someone to do drive-through. Boom. You got a small Tim Hortons running for free because the government bro, think about it. But again, nothing will ever, back on to nothing will ever happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This video will magically only stay at 4 or 5 views, right? Dropping literal fucking gold on these hoes. I'm dropping gold. What else did I learn the other day? I was reading this book. I keep thinking that thing's gonna fall, because the pictures literally stand. It's not supposed to stand, but it's leaning on. But either way, I was reading this book, The Perfect Weapon, by I think David Salinger. I fuck up his name, but it's called The Perfect Weapon. You could look it up. It is it's a book where I read it and I go, fuck, what's the point? It's like, what's the point in living in this weird digital age, right? When Russia could just hack it. Right? Whatever you do, Russia could just hack your system and shut it down. China can just hack your system and shut it down. When the North Korean, remember the interview I'd say like 10, 12 years ago, there's this movie called The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, where they go to interview the leader of North Korea, right? This whole movie. And while the promos were coming, they were cutting the trailers and everything. The actual leader of North Korea came out and he said, "Fuck you guys! Like, you don't do this shit. Y'all making fun of me, man. Like, yo, we're enemies, and I'm gonna nuke you." You know what I mean? It's, America's seen that message left on red, and they showed their friends, and they're laughing, right? That's how it goes, right? But North Korea, at that time, was witnessing what Iran, what Russia was doing, and the back and forth was what America was doing with hacking Iran nuclear missile defenses. And he thought, wait a minute, this is a smart thing, right? As dumb as you want to think the leader of North Korea is, the smart thing he did was like, yo, he hacked and he got his team, whatever, a team of hackers that were, it wasn't just North Koreans. A lot of North Koreans only know North Korea, right? They don't even understand the internet, right? In what we see today, the internet's banned, I'm pretty sure, in North Korea, or at least it's like a fake internet. But North Korea had, it's just Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un had this genius idea. He freelanced a bunch of people that didn't really know what they were working on, but they're doing this thing to hack into Sony Pictures and shut it down, right? So they shut it down, and maybe they knew what they were doing. I don't know. Who's to say? I don't know. I wasn't there watching these guys. I wasn't hacking into this thing, but they hacked into Sony Pictures, and basically like deleted movies. Like they deleted like straight up like edited shit and fucked them up. But then they came back and it was backed up or whatever. But for a little bit that worried America. So much to the point that they didn't want that leaked out, right? And you come to find out years later, yeah, you hear some stuff about like it popping up, and every now and then there'll be someone saying, "Hey, this is what happened," right? I like to try to be on the cutting edge of what this happened, but it's also good to look back in the past, right? When that happened, I heard that he was mad. I maybe even heard that there's some sort of hack at Sony Pictures and people's information desktops, but I didn't know that literally they were inside and they got a sneak preview of the movies. I don't know, they just literally spied on them for so long, and they locked their own engineers and movie technicians, whatever, the computer CGI guys, out of their own software for maybe it might have been a day or two, maybe it might have been a week. But imagine being the owner of Sony Pictures, getting that call going like, yo, he wants us to shut shit down or else he'll keep trying. They'll keep trying. He wants to shut us down. And they had to have a meeting with the president at the time, was Barack Obama. And Barack Obama sat back, thought about it, and went, this is fucking America, right? We lie to our people and all that shit, but we're not going to let fucking North Korea push it. North Korea, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Obama was smoking a cigar and he said, run that shit. So that's how they got the interview, right? It was from, it was from President Obama. It was like a direct order. Like they're like sat back and like, let's play our options. Let's weigh, you got package one. We shut the movie down and we appease North Korea. Option two is we pretend like nothing happened. Option three is like, no, we're putting this up, and fuck you, little rocket man, right? Fuck you, little rocket man, right? And if North Koreans decide to hack me over that, what are you gonna get? My masters to my music, maybe? Oh, please don't do. Actually, please, please don't. If you actually, delete all of my videos. It's I think only YouTube has the ability to do that. It's getting to a point though when I'm reading this book and it's very disconcerting because Russians are relentless. They had this. There's I'll quote the book. I'm gonna quote it. I can't remember exactly word for word, but he details how every time Russia wants to just try hacking something, like, hey, let's just shut down the power. Okay, we have this thing. It's like a bug in the system. We can send out to these whatever software files in their computers, and we can shut down like whole generators, whole ass dams, like the Hoover. You could shut down the Hoover Dam with a hack. And I was like, and a guy in jail was telling me about that, right? He was telling me, he's like, you can do literally anything with a hack. I could literally get into your bank account, take all your money, and they won't have a trace. They won't have a trace. And I'm like, I don't know if they won't have a trace. I think unless if the government gets involved, I think they could have a trace. There's it always gets traced back because, well, at least when they're talking about, maybe it's some things don't, but there's whatever Russia wants to test something out, they fucking hit Ukraine. So Ukraine got hit with power outages. And yeah, sure, it was maybe 20 minutes, but 30 minutes. But imagine if all the power went out and literally like signals, like cell signals out. That's scary, right? And there's times when that happens where it's like internet shuts down, Wi-Fi shuts down, internet. But then you go and you look and you're like, okay, I still got cell service. So there's something that's not connected. It was the internet company that, someone was drilling a hole or digging something fucked up, hit a power line, fried him to death, right? You know what I mean? If you're drilling or digging something and your shovel hits hits one of those, and I don't even know. It seems like it would be a lot of electricity that we're using, especially now with AI and everything. But I don't know. Maybe he fucked up and it's like, oh shit, we lost signal. And it's crazy how fast they can get that stuff back up, right? For as much as I think that the tech services are like useless and it's just a whole series of turning the machine on and putting it back on again. Essentially, that is what it is. We're in this weird. This is the war. I don't even think it's a Cold War anymore. It might be a Cold War, because there's not like it's a war. We're in World War III in a sense. Israel and Gaza, I guess Hamas, but it's Palestine, and Palestine is afflicted with Iran. Iran's probably connected with Afghanistan. I don't know if Afghanistan, Iraq, which is crazy because I think India, Dubai is probably like Switzerland. I would imagine we just want to hold your guys' money while you go out to war. It's just genius. If you want to get rich, tell people, hey, listen, I'm going to hold your wallets while you guys are fighting. I'll hold your wallets, hold your chain, you know what I mean? Hold your clothes. Like, girls, I'll take your purses. Whoever gets knocked out, you just walk away with the fucking bag, bro. Just walk away and never talk to that person again, right? It's but in war, it's that much more serious, right? There's two countries fighting. You're holding the majority of their investments, and they just died, and it's like, well, they're not coming back to pick this up. It's ours now, right? All right. After a certain amount of years, it's just faulty money that's just sitting there. That being said, this book is interesting, man. The Perfect Weapon. It's depressing too. It's interesting and it's depressing because knowing this, that anything can be hacked and how every little thing could be spied. I mean, NSA, not NASA, but NSA has been spying on you. And it just came out recently. I think Joe Rogan actually talked about it, or Jamie told Joe Rogan about it. NASA has turned into a spying company, right? Like the satellites are used for geographical positioning. They gave up on going to space. They gave up on it. And they're centrally just like, let's turn this into a digital surveillance state, right? Which is scary, right? It is scary. But like, here's the thing. I always think like, okay, if I got this knowledge, it's crazy. Like Chicken Little, I want to yell out to the sky's falling to everybody. But in that same token, nothing ever happens, right? Nothing. If I tell everybody the information, most people are dumb. Most people don't care. Most people are too busy and preoccupied with everything else going on with their life. They have their own sky is falling. Oh, I gotta pay my debt. Oh, the drug dealer I owe is gonna kick in my door if I don't get. Oh, the government's gonna take my home, and that's why I got a gun, and da da da. Oh, and I'm on the run or whatever. Right? They got their own fucking problems. Right? Everybody has their own fucking problems. So when I tell like a overcasting net of problems, no one cares, and you could let them know or don't let them know. But either way, nothing really happens. A lot of us are sheep being guided into, nice sunny pastures. For the most part, the sheep gets his wool cut, right, up until the end when it's time for him to fucking go into the slaughterhouse. The lamb is docile. He's happy. The cows look happy. You walk past cows just sit. I mean, cows actually have very little to no expression. But they look, every now and then, they look like they're just chilling, right? Like if you let cows loose, I seen a couple of cows get out of the farm, and I was like, what the fuck is a cow doing on the side of the road? You know what I mean? The cow's gonna cross, why did a chicken cross? I'm like, how the fuck did that cow get out, right? But honestly, they have those fucking, it's like a low little barbed wire. Maybe there's electric fence. But if the power goes out, right, someone hacks their fence, right? Which is silly, but it's crazy to say you can actually hack someone's fence, right? If it's an electrical powers thing, you hack into the whatever electrical charge and you rewire it to circuit so that it's a null void charge, right? Whatever it is. That being said, I seen those cows outside. I was like, how the fuck? What the fuck? And I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What is it? Like a wild cow. What is it? What is it gonna do? It's gonna, probably just go out in the field, and then it's gonna meet like a bear or a wolf, and it's gonna have absolutely, especially because it's a docile cow, one of those house cows, right? Well, it's a field cow, but I mean, it's a field that gets, it's just chilling. There's no predators. It's like a zoo animal, right? Just sitting there waiting to be slaughtered. That being said, I was like, as soon as I'm like, I put out a Facebook message. I'm like, anyone in between, if you own a farm in between here and there, hey, your cow's loose. Come get your cow, bro. Your cows are on the fucking side of the road looking for, you know what I mean? Like Dumb and Dumber. Looking for a fucking a hitch. It just looked like the cow was ready to fucking move state, bro. It's crazy, but that's how it happens, right? It's an animal, right? It has the ability to move around on its own, right? And I think a cow thinks, you know what I mean? It's probably not critical. Probably goes, I want to get out of here. Let the phone ring, man. Fuck it. I'm so pissed.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Call, no message. Oh. Yo, that's it has to be a scam. $400 and $1,300 in prepaid gift cards that have been charged to your account. Press 1 to accept these charges. Press 2 to dispute. That's a scam. But again, scams that happen all the time, man. Like this Nigerian, I think, bro. This fucking Nigerian man. He's like, we'll make a dance video for you. And he hit me up. And he was in the messages for so long, like a month. And I was just like, if he's a dancer, right? I mean, yeah. All right, I'll send you $50, bud. Didn't even do shit. And it's like, I'm like, bro, like, all you had to do is just dance with your buddies, bro, to my music. Literally, you could have been a client, right? Or no, I would have been his client or whatever. Whatever, I would be paying him. It's business transaction, right? These niggas are fucking dumb, bro. These niggas are so fucking dumb, right? He just took the money and didn't just never message me back. He's just like, yeah, thanks, man. Like, it was just nothing, bro. And I seen his story the other day, and he was just chilling in like a fucking little apartment, drinking with some ugly ass bitches, some fucking loser ass dudes. And I go, all right, that was the bottle, you know. I mean, there's my money. There goes my money. And I thought about it, I'm like, it's just a donation. Write it off as a donation. I gave him a donation. It was for a video, had nothing to do with it. I'm gonna fucking claim that on taxes next season or this season, right? These guys are fucking dumb, bro. And like you could have literally every month I would have just hit that if it was a good dance video and it was great quality. Yo, you could have had that money every month and $50, and it was US, so it was like maybe $70, $80 Canadian, right? Maybe 70, maybe even 90. Nowadays, it might be even $100, right? $50 US to Canadian, it might be $100. You know what I mean? But in Africa, I looked at the thing. I'm like, yo, that's like $800 there. And their dollars, I looked, I'm like, okay, but what if it's like inflated to shit? Like, what if like the price of bread is like $200? I don't know. Looked up, the price of bread's still like above $4 Zimbabwe or whatever, Nigerian dollar didgeridoos, whatever that is. Hot straw. Man, I fucking... Sometimes, man, I get where racists come from. Sometimes these niggas ain't shit. Sometimes these niggas ain't shit. Sometimes these niggas will just fuck with you. And it's like, bro, I give you money, right? To say what you did. Do what you say or don't say it at all. But at the same time, it's a lesson. It's an L, but it's a lesson. And it's a lesson that I go, well, you ruined it for everybody, because the next time anyone wants to do anything for me, I'm going to go, you do it for me. And then I pay you. You do the work, right? Hey, do you go to work, you go to your job, you do the thing, and then you get paid, right? You make the sale, they give you you get the thing, and they get the money, right? You go to a store, pick out the item, and then pay for it, right? It's in your hands. It's yours. You go, okay, great, I want this. And that's how a business transaction is there. You're just taking money and then going, wait a minute, I don't have to do this. How far do you get? Can you just, like, how many rappers are there that, maybe it's a lucrative business. Maybe so many rappers want to see this nigga down. But I bet so many other people are like, yo, this guy scam. This guy, it's, you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, it's the Nigerian bullshit scam. And it's like $50 doesn't affect me. I didn't go, oh shit, man, you know what? I'm not going to be able to pay my bills now. I'm not going to eat. But bro, if you can get $800 a month just to dance for like 15 seconds with your homies, why wouldn't you? Like, dance, motherfucker. But no, you took the money, ran off, and went, I'm so good, right? You run off the plug, the guy that's giving you money. You know what I mean? It's like you go to work for 1 week, and you go, I ain't going back, man. Fuck them. I got paid. It's like, bro, you got paid 1 week, you know what I mean, or a month or whatever. You know, you work for a little. You got paid once, and you sat, and now you're at home drinking with some ugly women, right? And like five niggas and one chick, bro. Good luck, right? Good luck. I hope she didn't take all of that money that I gave you, right? Like, I might as well just say it, bro. Right now, you know, I'm sponsoring a child, right? I'm sponsoring this fucking dummy. Sponsoring this dumbass nigga, bro. For the month, right? We've been 3 weeks, 2 weeks, nothing happened. Nothing, you know, nothing ever happens. 2 weeks, nothing happened. But I go, yeah. In 2 months, I paid for whatever his living is in Africa. But it's also eye-opening to think, like, if I get my African visa, because my dad always tells me to go back home. I'm like, I've never even been there, nigga. But if I had if I take $5,000 out, right, and I go to Africa, I literally would have, well, because $50 was like $800. So essentially $50 was about damn near close to $1,000. So I bring like $5,200 there. or it might be $100,000, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It might be $50,000 Canadian is close to what, 80 grand, right? Or no, yeah, it is, because $50 turned into 890 or 49 something. So literally 5 grand, you have 80 grand, bro. Like, think. And my buddy was telling me, he's like, bro, because I think he was from Nigeria too. He was telling me, but he's like, bro, I grew up in Nigeria, came to whatever, Winnipeg, and he's all he was doing was just driving, or not driving. Sorry, he was but I think he ended up starting his own business. But I'm like, if you go back, he's like, you're rich, like rich. Like here, yeah, you got some money, you're living. But you go back to Africa, he's like, bro, everybody was like wants something. Girls, and you gotta, and it's like you're famous. You live like you're famous. And I went, that's interesting. But also, like, if I were to go there, buy something, I would expect 9-10 months down the road, I fly back home eventually. You know what I mean? You got to get the paper back home. Coming back to Winnipeg, coming back to Canada. How am I going to keep eyes? How can I trust anybody if almost every single person in Africa hasn't done shit for me, right? And this is not racist or anything, because I'm fucking African. But it's like, I've had even friends that are here that are from Africa. They don't even share my music. They're homies. They won't even share shit, dude. I got one nigga, Tyrone, up in fucking Vegas. But he's in Vegas. That I would put 100 grand into his hand first before the people that I grew up with since fucking middle school, bro. Since fucking elementary. I wouldn't let these niggas touch a dime because I know y'all ain't even sharing my shit. Y'all ain't even a free click. This is it. You're just clicking it. Click, maybe 3 clicks. Click. Do you want to share? Click. Do you want to add to your story though? Are you sure? Click again. That's it. 3 clicks, and and nothing. Maybe nothing even happens. Maybe no one even fucking. Maybe it has no influential mark, bro. But it's like, bro, like, you can't be like, I was always supporting of you, but the moment you're always opening that, it's like not a two-way door. So every time you're opening this door, and you're like, fuck, man, I am putting so much effort into opening this door. And eventually, it just gets stuck, right? And eventually, you just go, I'm tired of fucking straining my back, opening this fucking door, right? As opposed to, like, a revolving door is beautiful. You come and go as you please, right? Or you just gotta time it, right? Come and go as you please, right? But one of those multi-open doors, I think, are fantastic. Or open door policy. That door it doesn't exist. It's just a hallway, right? You just walk down at any time, right? But that's being really fucking specific on a metaphor or an analogy. What I'm trying to say is, though, nothing happens, right? It's like, oh, I forgot. Look at me. I thought something would happen. Nothing happens. You get a phone call, but this is going to be fake, too. This is going to be a fake phone call. I don't know. It's content, guys. Just like and subscribe. Music out on the wave. Fuck, man. I was gonna take out the fucking thing. Old landline phones, bro. Ugh.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone. Oh.
Another scam. Da-da-da. Please call. No message, no nothing. But the automatic voice thing, it's the automated messaging system kicks in after a voicemail. Bots, guys. It's all bots. Let's be real. Everything is bots. They say 50% of online traffic is bots. I think it's somewhere up in the 99 percentile because people are paying for bots. I know these people. I know that there's no way you have 100,000 streams. No way you exactly 101,000 streams. Right? Okay, you got those 1,000 legitly. That 100,000 though, not real. And I used to pay for streams too because I honestly thought the niggas were just putting in a playlist. Till Spotify removed some of my shit, and I'm like, oh, it's all bots. They're like, yo, every time you put your shit in a pay to play playlist, it's bots, right? Just like when you pay for any kind of fucking promo shit or radio spins or this and that, 90% of the time it's fake. There could be some real shit. You could actually just get put into a really banging playlist that a lot of people traffic to. But I talked to the guy when before I even started playlisting, and then I stopped, right? There was a short period in time when I did playlist my music. Then I stopped when I realized that 90% of it's bots, right? Because the legit guy told me, he's like, dude, like, you don't got, I'm like, but that's an expensive thing. Even if how am I going to make it back, right? I'm paying for this. You're guaranteeing 10,000 streams or whatever. I'm paying $100 for 10,000 streams, right? Write this down, guys. The 10,000 streams are 10,000 streams, right? That's essentially $10. So I'm literally paying you to get 10% of my money back. And they're like, yeah, but you're getting exposure, blah, blah, blah. And I go, all right, okay. And I'm like, okay, but what about what's stopping me from building up a playlist that becomes popular enough that I could add my own music into? It's like, well, that takes time and this and that, and it's not guaranteed. And I go, okay, great. You sold me then, I'm paying you for eliminating the process of accumulating a cult fan base that goes into this playlist, right? Turns out that guy's fucking... Some of it was real, right? But some of it was bots. So it's like... Spotify after a certain point goes, okay, if it's more than 50% of its bots, it has to get shut down. But I think they stopped doing that right when Young Thug brought it up. Right when Young Thug was arguing about this shit online, saying, man, or not even arguing, he was just mad about Gunna for backstabbing him or call it, you know what I mean? He was calling him a snitch and all this stuff in jail on the phone, which is funny. It's like, man, Gunna a rat, da da da. And he's talking to another nigga on the phone about how much another nigga is a rat, right? And there's like another line. There's a famous line that's like, Trinidad James said, "I don't fuck with snitches, so I don't fuck with you snitches. So don't tell me who's telling," right? It was that was his breakout hit song. But I remember listening to that, going like, "Wait a minute!" Like I know it's like just a line and whatever, but like there are some niggas that are pretty like, I don't want to know who's telling. You're still telling. And you go, no, but like, we hate snitches, right? These niggas are snitching. Go, that's telling. I'm like, yo, the nigga be dumb, bro. That means every single time you are told any single figurative amount, not even figurative, any single percentile of information that increases your knowledge to remember something is a form of telling. That's a snitch. By definition, motherfucker says, Archbishop, Fernandin, Archbishop Duke or whatever, Fernandin was shot by such and such, which started the snitching. You're in the back of the class going, snitching. Hitler caused the Holocaust and 6 million Jews died, and you're in the back going, snitch. Nigga, why you telling? You guys gotta understand how silly that is, right? Snitch. He's a snitch. Oh, you guys are, these guys don't know shit. Why you snitching though? Why are you telling these niggas I don't know shit, right? Like everything can be a snitch at a certain point if you're talking to another nigga, right? And whatever, the phone gets leaked or whatever. But again, Young Thug came up and said 50 grand he paid Gunna for that number one on DS Forever, whatever, the DS Forever album. Which, it was a good album. Don't get me wrong. That was a good album. I listened to it. It was actually, there was a lot of good hits. But I also went, how is this the best? Like, The Weeknd dropped, you know what I mean? There's, maybe at the time I was dropping too. The Game had stuff, but you look at stuff and you go, oh, you just have to pay. And it's like, yo, 50 grand doesn't even seem like that much. My buddy's starting a Muay Thai event in Winnipeg. First ever Muay Thai event that'll be in the city in Winnipeg, and he's pulling the strings along. And I was like, yo, he's gonna get the Met, which is a nice right downtown, right next to the convention center, right next to the Hotel Delta. Perfect for all the fighters flying in. It's literally genius. It's perfect. All of the other in Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Ottawa, you know what I mean? All of those motherfuckers, they had to pay, or no, they got pushed out by the city, and they had to do it on Indian reserves, right? Native American reserves, right? Sorry, not to be like that. I love natives. I love native. There's some fine native women out there. There's some beautiful women. You'll always be in my heart, right? That being said, he's gonna be the first one to do it in the city, which is crazy. And he was like, he was telling me the other night. He's gonna. What did he say? He's like, how much do you think? You want to know how much it's gonna be to secure the Met? I'm like, no, man. As I was thinking, it's gonna be like ridiculous. So it's $6,000. I go, $6,000. $6,000. I can buy that shit right now. We can just buy that right now. It's just secure it. Just secure the bag. $6,000 is nothing, bro. I was like, bro, like to put on an event and have it do numbers. Like, I'm like, why aren't we doing that? I obviously, as my music or whatever, I can't do music, but bro, it's a not boxing. It's a Muay Thai event. All the fighters are gonna be flown in from like Thailand, all around the world, bro. It's gonna be big. So it's like, yo, it's gonna be big, and follow him as Taylor, but his things on Instagram, and then social media is the MMA Journal Canada. I'm watching a guy just become the guy. He's had a meeting at the Richardson building the other day. I'm just watching him just become the suit and tie nigga, and it's crazy because it's the homie, and I've been rocking with him, and I'm like, yo, I'm glad he's finally doing stuff. But in that same breath, nothing ever happens. Things happen. Now, obviously, this is gonna happen, but right now it's not. I can go, nothing ever happened. You can go, and especially with your friends, if you're trying to get them all together, nothing really fucking happens like this, right? When I go to a show, nothing really happens like that. And it's like, okay, all of the friends that supported me, all of you guys didn't come up to the show. You know who came to the show? My fucking dad. My stepdad. Right? My stepdad. Not my real dad. My real dad's fucking got deported. He can't come to Canada. I mean, you know what? I should probably look into that, and maybe we could get that nigga in over here. But no one came to my shows. All my friends, you know what? I'm actually busy. What are you doing? Are you just hanging out with your girlfriend? You know, are you just jerking off that night? You're doing nothing. You're doing absolutely. What'd you do? Absolutely nothing. Say it again now. Say it again. You did nothing on Sunday. This is a Sunday. And that was Labor Day weekend, so there was nothing to do on Monday. Guaranteed. You just sat at home, you know what I mean, on your phone, hopefully watching my podcast or listening to my music. If then, fuck coming to my shows. Just support your boy either way. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But if you're just looking at bitches' butts on Instagram or fucking watching fucking Netflix for several hours, it's evident that, you're nothing. You're nothing. You're not a supporter. You're not this. You're not that. So then how can we build anything if you can't even come to the show, right? It's like, hey, Jay, why aren't you the biggest superstar ever, right? Your music is amazing. You got the look, the charismatic. You can talk on a microphone. You got everything. I go, because you didn't support me, right? It's literally like, hey, man, this is like the greatest song I've ever heard before. I've got like 4 views. It's because you literally will listen to it and it stops at you. You'll listen to it and nothing will ever happen, right? It's the nothing will ever happen, gang. Because and here's the carrot on the stick in the music industry is the moment I decide, I'm done. I look and suddenly one person put me in a semi-popular playlist, and now boom, I got 1,000 streams again. 1,000 people, 1,000 motherfuckers out. Hit him with 1,000. He literally thought of you. It's literally like voicing. I'm like, I quit. It's done. And then you're back in. So I was like, I do this every fucking time. I drop an album, sit down, and go, damn, it's taken a long time to get famous. And I know that you're supposed to promote. I know you're supposed to do all of this stuff. But at a certain point, bro, with everything that I've done, Mediumjay, cash leaders. And for whatever reason, it doesn't make sense that how. It'll literally be just one song at a time. One song gets playlisted. And I go, great. And then 1 or 2 days later, it's off the playlist, right? And I go, aw, how? Like, how can't you have, like, multiple songs in people's playlists, right? Especially if they like that. Like, all right, now this song's the one that we're going to choose to be popular. Okay, now that song's the one we're going to choose to be popular. It might be all bots. I've had times when I have songs inside my playlist just disappear off my playlist. My own songs that I didn't take down, I didn't not take down, I didn't, you know what I mean? They just disappeared. The songs itself just disappeared, right? That being said, right, in long laundry list of things to get worried about, and I'm gonna continue. I ain't never gonna, Tony, I ain't never gonna stop making music. I ain't never gonna stop. All right? I ain't never gonna stop making music. Because even when I do the podcast, my voice, my intellect, the genius, the cadence, the flow, a lot of people say they like it, right? I'm just gonna be Donald Trump and gaslight it. A lot of people say they've been liking this music, guys. I've been getting it left and right. And they go on 0 views. It's like, oh, great, you're the first person. But it tricked the person into getting there, right? A lot of people say I make too much money. They say I make too much money. They're trying to shut me down, people. They're trying to shut me down off this music. I make too much stuff. All this stuff. I got shows here, left and right. I'm just going to start baking shows, maybe, even. Hey, guys, come to the shows. Until I can get people going like, wow, he's doing all these shows? Right? All these shows? I got a show in the village tonight, right? People go, oh. And this is obviously for the people that actually get to an hour of listening to me and enjoy what I do. And shouts out to the few subscribers that actually recently subscribed to me, right? On YouTube especially. I haven't been keeping up with Spotify numbers. It's tough. I don't know. It's I'm looking at my music on here. I'm looking at my on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Tidal. You're listening to all these statistics, and then you go into the fucking podcast game and you're looking at all this shit too. It's difficult, but shouts out to all the people that follow me on anything. Actually, if you just follow me on one thing, if it's Twitch, and I play video games with my homie Taylor, we actually do have quite a good bit of banter. Twitch right now, we actually fucking was. We're going off last night. It was hilarious playing Rocket League all night. Follow if you like the content, if you like it. And I want to thank everybody that's been rocking with me, because right now we're at that pivotal point where it's gonna be we're just gonna get to another level. I was at the stage where I was just begging people to listen to me. I'm not promoting shit. I'm gonna just tell people I got the album out, it's out there, and that's done. Next to the album, next whatever song, next feature, next venue, next project, next video, next this, next. We did drop a video, here's the video, alright, you know what I mean? Like what Lil Wayne did back when he was great. Not now. Not now. Don't do all that social media shit for Carter 6, bro. I'm sorry. Just don't be talking on podcasts and all this stuff. It's too much of that Circle Syndicate radio show host bullshit that left a lot of fucking comedians only knowing how to, and rappers and artists only knowing how to talk up their shit and then forgetting how to actually make serious music. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of shows. You might catch me doing 2 shows a year. Maybe 3. The rest, I need my voice for vocals because it's tough to just be yelling into a microphone. It's tough to, even with podcasts. It's once a week because I don't know how Joe Rogan does it. I don't know how some people that do 4 or 5 podcasts a week, Tucker Carlson, there's always something to complain about, but at a certain point that fucking rots your brain into talking about other people so much so that you get home and you go, huh, oh yeah, I do have a life, right? I do have a life. And with podcasting, and it's just literally talking. It is just talking. But man, is Joe Rogan gotten so repetitive. I like him. I listen to him to this day. I listen to Kill Tony. I make fun of these guys. Shane Gillis is funny too, but Shane Gillis is probably the only guy that I can like listen to and go, I like him. I just like him. I don't know what it is about his goofy little face. I like Shane Gillis. That being said, man, fuck these niggas, man. Fuck these white niggas. Only, hey, listen, I know I'm sweating. I'm sweating like crazy. Take a look, guys. It's the pink. That's the problem with wearing pink. It's hot, and it's hot rambling for a minute. It's an hour, but it's a minute. Man, fuck everybody else, man. Even my mom, bro. No cap. And I'm still living with. Shouts out to my mom, but fuck her, man. She didn't succumb to my show, bro. It's only my stepdad that's up, and he's like, yo, let's make a business. And I go, bet. We're gonna open up a little convenience store, have my dad working there till he dies. He'll probably die in the middle of the store. Open up a little convenience store, just selling, chocolates and soda. But at the end of the day, the main breadwinner will be lotto tickets and fucking smokes, right? Once they clear the thing and you can buy, I'd like to get liquor because a lot of people love buying liquor, especially when it's not from the thing. It's cool when you go to convenience stores outside of the city in Manitoba, in Canada, in Winnipeg. I don't know if they tried to do it. I think with 7-Eleven. Manitoba laws have a tight constrict on selling liquor and insurance. They have a monopoly. Our government has a monopoly on liquor and insurance. You have to go outside of certain districts to sell to sell liquor and well, I don't even know. I don't even think maybe you could sell insurance private. I don't think maybe. I don't know. That's a dicey thing. But if you're far enough outside selling insurance, it might, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to even try to make up a way around it because it could be factually wrong. That being said, I'm probably going to do nothing at all after this podcast. Yeah, I want to start a business. Yeah, I want to make money and I want to do this and I want to make more music. At the end of the day, I'm probably going to play a lot of video games today, right? And I'm going to go back to work tomorrow because I got work tomorrow. That's been the weekend show with Mediumjay. Like and subscribe. Check out Cash Leader's Linktree. All of my links. Sometimes when I'm scrolling through my links of all this stuff, I go, this is actually quite a bit of stuff that I've been a part of. I want to write a book. I just haven't been inspired. I got 30. I got about 40. Actually, I think I just hit 40,000 words, right? Which is crazy. To think about it, 40,000. Like if I was told to write 30, I remember back in like high school though, I could make up a story, 8,000 word story, and it would be fucking like just off the top. But it's not a book. This novel that I have to. It's kind of I won't even spoil it because I'm not even done. But I remember I sent like the first chapter or two to a couple people, and like, yo, this is actually pretty fucking good. This is pretty good, right? I'll give it to my mom. She likes to read. Once it's finished, right? I don't want to give her. I realize once it's finished, just hand it out to people. Just on paper copy too, and just that'll be my form of editing, right? I'll give it to my mom. She likes to read. I'll give it to my homie Taylor. He likes to read. And I'll say, here's, it's the paper's all there. Go through it and just, because like, spell checks works and everything, but every now and then you slip something by, or you miss a comma, or you miss a period, whatever. And I've seen literally, I'd say every book that I've ever read from front to back, I found at least one error in said book. I go, that's not how you would phrase it. And obviously the phrase or whatever, but like legitimately, like it's like a different way of phrasing it that didn't make sense. But obviously if you're reading it, you can kind of read in between the lines, right? That being said, like and subscribe the Weekend Show podcast. Last week we missed. How did I miss last week? I just didn't feel like it. I just was like, this political climate and everything, with all of the structured news outlets and media things. Jimmy Kimmel got fired. Holy shit, guys. Jimmy Kimmel got fired. And he got hired back again. You know what I mean? So again, lock in, gang. Tap in with Mediumjay. I'm gonna make sure your brain gets a massage, bro. I'm out here massaging your fucking brain. You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna get wrinkly. You know what I mean? But it's better than these smooth brain idiots that fucking run around yelling in the skies. I was one of those guys. I'd run around social media telling everybody this is the most important thing. But as a kid, we're all liberal activists. You grow up and you become a Republican. It's just funny. Republican is so age 30 to 50 is Republican, and boomers and everything. And whatever, 30 and lower are liberals, right? And it's funny how the media keeps both of them at each other's throats. But does anything ever really happen? Right? Obviously in Gaza, don't get me wrong, there's things happening, right? But I'm talking about the majority of wide sweeping net of democracy and change regime and overthrowing governments and this and that. And yeah, there's a Nepal happened, right? But I don't know anybody in there. I don't know any. So what if Nepal is fine? What if it was good? What if Nepal was good? Yeah, they on the news they said they overthrew the government. But what if Nepal's government was like, oh wow, USA is literally fucking assassinating its political reporters with Charlie Kirk. So they're going like, oh my god, they're just killing people left and right in America. And then some guy in Nepal goes, all right, well, back to farming or whatever, back into milking the cow, whatever the guy in Nepal. I don't know what people do in Nepal, guys. You know what I mean? But that news thing is like a dome. Like Israel has an iron dome. I think we have like a weird bubble that we live in our country where the news will, oh, this happens over there, that happens over there. That's crazy stuff, right? That's crazy that nothing ever happens here, though, right? And nothing does ever happen that you get to know about in your own country, right? We learn more about what happened in Germany in World War I than what the fuck happened in Canada and North America and in America. You go like, hey, America, why did you guys wait so long? Right, in both world wars, right? Both world wars, America came in right around the time. Like, it's imagine if you're watching your homies fight, and your homie's like, bro, let's fucking jump this guy, and you're like, I got you, bro. And you tell the other guy, I got you, bro. And you just wait around till whoever fucking starts winning, and then you jump in and you give a guy a haymaker. When it was over, right? Russia did most of the legwork, fucking up Germany. And then Japan fucked around with your boats, and you went, okay, now it's time. Now it's time to show them we got the nuclear weapons. And then you guys really were, okay, now let's put in the Geneva Convention that we shouldn't do that again. We learned from our mistake. Y'all niggas were testing that shit left and right in your own fields, and you went, this bomb is great, but let's double it. You know what I mean? And let's double this bomb in potency, and let's just drop 2 bombs on them. Let's drop 2 bombs on Japan. So yeah, nothing ever happens again. As fucked up as it sounds, though, right? Getting nuked. I bring this up quite a bit from time to time. Japan let's be real. You know, you guys got nuked. But Japan's economy and well, I don't know if their economy is. Japan on a societal level, some of the nicest people ever. Some of the most cultured people, and they were even before the bomb. They were. Did they lose anything after that bomb? Nothing ever happens, gang. I'm fucking sweating like a motherfucker. I'm sweating like a pig. I gotta fucking take this shirt off. Shouldn't have wore pink, but it's fresh. It's the fucking. It's the drip. It's literally dripping. My armpits are dripping. But that's been the weekend show. Like, subscribe. Actually, don't. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit y'all niggas with the reverse psychology. Don't even do it. Don't even listen to me. Actually, you know what? I ban you. Don't listen to my music. I don't want you to listen to my music, my podcast. Don't watch my Twitch channel. Don't do shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna do it. You know what the fuck going on? Whole lot of gang shit. Mediumjay, cash leaders. Like, subscribe. Don't do nothing. Pass me by on the train. You know what I mean? And then, you know, we'll watch a white girl get stabbed. That's been the weekend show.